Look what landed on the workbench today. It is the Arctic Animals Science Kit by LEGO Education. This is set number 45201, contains 461 pieces, retails for $49.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, just by first impressions, what are we getting here? Just a minifigure animal pack? I'm not sure, but we do have 2 science experiments. Oh boy, I can't wait for that one. And yeah, the box... top of the box is just as exciting, not too thrilling, but the only way to find out what we're really doing here is on the back, and it looks like we got some kind of an Arctic scene. We get a shark, maybe? I'm not sure what that is. And honestly, just by first impressions, I'm not feeling this one. This one kind of looks boring, but we don't know yet. Alright, let's see what we have inside the box here. That's if I can get it open. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one at all. And if it's any indication what the last one was, yeah, well, we don't know. Let's see what we have here. This pack's kind of sloppy, LEGO. We got a 7. Now, the last one I did was a group build, which is pretty cool. We had some free builds, too. And it looks like we have 7 numbered bags. So, why do I put them in order? Just so it's easy to take a look here. Well, some people want to know exactly what's in the box, you know. We got a 16 by 16 stud plate. I can always use these for snow scenes. And yeah, I'll probably be parting this one out. So yeah, looks like we got to do some experiments here. We get 2 separate building guides, so it looks like you and a partner can build together an experiment, which is even better. And just by first impressions now, seeing this, the shark looks somewhat interesting, but what do we have to do here? Looks like we're missing some stuff. Well, we'll have to find out. So let's head over to my second channel. We're going to do these in 2 installments, see what this set's all about. Come back and we'll take a further... Okay, so I'm really not in the mood to do this one today. And today is the 21st of February 2026. And I did the last one, and it was just an average set. Just didn't feel like nothing special. It looks like we just have our plain, boring white turds again. Except for the shark, but... I mean... Jay, just admit it, you don't care much for education. No, I don't. I'm being honest with you. But they're here. It still could be a good build. We don't know yet. And that's why I call this first impressions and unboxings and stuff. Because what am I feeling with the set? Does it look like something I'm going to be enjoying? This one, not too much. Not too much at all. Disclaimer. These are just merely my review notes. My evaluation on the set. We're going to be building together here. These are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my thoughts and opinions and stuff like that on the build. But I'm going to try to show everything in its entirety, just in case you're stuck on something. Hopefully I'll help you out with that. But these are not meant to be a tutorial. It would take too long to do these. And the opinions are mine and mine alone. They're not LEGO. So even if I say it's the best set in the whole wide world, that's coming from me. That's not coming from a script or anything. These are not scripted in any means. Yeah, we will also be vlogging and talking about random topics while we're building this, so hop along. Let's just enjoy the build. Well, speaking of building, let's start. Let's build it, starting with bag number 1. This set's got bag sizes that are just big and small bowls, so I don't know. So in this installment, we're going to be focusing on just the first experiment, which covers in booklet number 1. Or should I say lesson plan? You know what I forgot to do, folks? I bet you can guess. The ring light. Well, we'll do that after I unbox this here. Well, it's not all white parts like I thought. That's better than nothing. Honestly, white and tan are Lego's new go-to colors. And let's see here. If there's anything important, we will take a look here. Hey, what? Hey, I thought this is the Arctic stuff, not a farm. Howard showed them to take learning into their own hands. We've seen that before, I believe, and that is kind of pretty there. With the penguin, it's not Tux the penguin, huh? Anybody, if you know the Linux mascot. And why does a penguin slide on its belly? Why not? It's fun, right? You can pause and read that if you choose. I used to give you a little bit of educational stuff here. So this is what we're going to be working on now for lesson plan number 1. And yeah, everybody right now is taking a nap, so I got to be a little quiet today. So it looks like bags 1, 2, 3, and 4 do all this. Well, at least they tell you exactly. So you get to build with bags 1 and 2. 3, you solve the problem. And 4, you invent. You just create your own idea. These 2 are not too bad. But the first part is you just got to build the stage here. And that's essentially what we're going to be working with. So basically we just unbagged that part. Let me get the ring light plugged in. Why don't I ever come prepared on these? Because I was doing other things. And why don't I edit it out? Because these are videos that I keep in their entirety. I did get a comment while I'm setting up the ring light here. Why don't I just cut out all the boring jargon and just get to the build? Oops, did I hit something here to make my camera go all weird? That's loose, that's why. Why is that loose for? Did I just not tighten it up? I guess I didn't. The reason why I just do them like this, just to kind of, break the monopolists up. And they stay up there. Don't move. I got to get a bigger ring light. This one's just kind of lassoed around here. Basically, this is just like a bunch of friends sitting around. We just talk about things. So now we're going to get started on the minifigure. But for the most part, though, I'm the only one right now that does this style of build. Why don't people do these more often? I don't know. I really don't. I understand that people don't like hearing themselves talk. It does get on my nerves after I hear my own voice, especially when I'm editing these things. But I do them anyway, so I put myself through this torture, so you don't have to. Yeah. Yeah, so it begins. I got a lot of chores going on right now, but I managed to get done with some stuff here. So this guy here's got a double-sided head. Okay. Now, how many the big YouTubers do this? Not a whole lot. You know what? I really need this piece in medium nougat. Kind of like my style when it grows out a little bit. Just trying to find the right parts. At least we know Lego has them. Yeah, let's do the smallest possible pieces first. I forgot to mention the unboxing that the set came with the Brick Separator, but I will mention it in the review and opinions part. So we do have that. That's cool. We got a tool. So these sets all start out as a 10, and we chip away as we go. So everything starts out as a perfect score because we don't know. So there's our gentleman there with the camera. What do they call it? A gimbal or something like that? Not too bad at all. Okay, now it looks like we're building 2 penguins, so let's get on that. My chores, I've been slowly getting things done. I managed to get done with the dentist stuff because they canceled. The hygienist was sick. So they bumped it to mid-July, which I'm not too happy about because out here, it gets hot out here and I don't like getting in the car. But what can I do? So at least that's one thing. Still waiting for my glasses. Still waiting to go get the DMV stuff done. I'm putting together the paperwork for that stupid Real ID thing. It's just, that's the only two things I got to worry about. Work-wise, I'm pretty much got everything set up. And in addition to all that, I got my taxes done, so that's out of the way. So that's one headache that I don't have to deal with. So obviously we can tell that that's the body or the belly. Yeah, so I have been just kind of running a little bit ragged, but at least I'm surviving now. I'm getting things done very slowly. As long as I don't mention vacation time to my bunch, I'm fine. So I won't say anything about that. I managed to get a set of tickets to Universal Studios. And I brought them home and said, hey, you know, one of my employees was wanting to sell these tickets, and I want to know if anybody's interested in going. No, they weren't. So now I got to offload these tickets on somebody else. So I was like, yeah, I guess that's how it is. So no fun things for me. But hey, that's quite alright though. So yeah, I managed to get that. I'm starting to get into something that I thought I would never get into. And we'll talk about that in the next section here because we're almost done with the penguins. And it's not Lego related, but it's entertainment related. I've been kind of browsing around for new stuff to watch, and yeah, we'll get into that here in a bit, but for right now, the winds are starting to pick up. As well as here in the neighbor with the junk car. So I still cannot drive a car right now, unfortunately. So, what does that mean? Still bumming rides or using rideshare and stuff like that. Almost said a bad word. Gotta be careful. But yeah, at least I'm getting something done though. I'm still employed. Okay, we got one head done. Yeah, you know, I got so many of these stupid little eye tiles, the little eyeballs. I've been trying to think of uses for them. I've only used them in one tutorial. If you're on my memberships, you'll probably have seen it. But, yeah. So after that, okay, they go on the head. I'll take a look at these scrawny things in a second. Oh, here we go. Yeah, if you notice though, once I got a lot of that paperwork done for taxes, I've been a little more perky lately. I haven't been so grumpy, but there's your penguins. I mean, they're just basic brick built construction. I mean, it's just what they are. I mean, the side profiles, they look kind of creepy, but yeah, we got those two guys done. Okay, now it looks like we're starting some kind of thing here, and I can always use earth blue. Okay. Yeah, so entertainment. I'm tired of watching the news and hearing bad things, so I decided to look for something to watch. And, you know, sometimes I get in those moods where I want to watch a good movie. Lately I've been getting into something else I thought I'd never get into. And no, it's not romance, but it may as well be. I mentioned this probably in a few installments ago, or a few videos ago, but I'm gulp. You know, I'm kind of even nervous to say this, but I'm getting into cartoons, but not just any kind of cartoons. Japanese cartoons or anime. Don't ask me why. I've been trying to find something new to watch, and pretty much all the movies are regular movies are becoming just the same old stuff, and I thought I need to explore something different. So I'm getting into that. We have a channel over the air that shows just such things, and I've been kind of watching it. And they're not half bad. Well, I'm old school cartoons. But, okay, why do we have a fish just sitting here? So I've been getting into that just to see what it's about. Did I forget to put something on the penguins? I think I forgot to put those plates on there. Let me take a look. Hey, I forget things all the time. Yes, I did. That's why I always tell you guys to watch the video all the way through, because somebody will complain. But I've been watching some of this stuff, and we'll get into what I've been watching here. But that's what we have remaining for bag 1. So we just did a little, looks like some kind of target practice. And that's not too bad there for that portion of the build. Okay, moving on to bag 2. And yeah, so I forgot that. I've been just kind of watching just some of these cartoons, and they've really got some good storylines. And I'm always looking for something new to watch other than just the same old depressing things on television. Now they're really censoring television out. I'm really surprised they allowed that channel to be shown. Yeah, oh, I can use these. Even better. Oh, I knew we were going to have something hidden in here. But these, I could use these. Let me put this stuff over here. So I've been kind of poking around with some anime shows. I noticed one that kind of caught my interest is Death Note. The title right there says it all. I'm thinking, oh, so what is this guy writing notes of death? No, it was close enough. It's like watching the Sci-Fi Channel or Comet or whatever thing like that, except this is cartoons. So I was watching that for a bit. That's not too bad. And there's another one that I've been kind of just poking around at. Is I'm trying to see if I can remember the name of it here, if I can pronounce it right. Jujutsu Kaisen or something like that. I was watching a little bit of that. And there was another one. There are names that I can barely pronounce, so I'm trying my best here to remember them. Looks like we're building some kind of a chassis here. At least we know this ain't going to fall apart. Something Connect. I can't remember. It was the body. It was the Body Snatcher one. Well, now they're doing something else. But I was just sitting there watching this stuff. I thought these are not that bad, especially for a grown man like myself. What am I doing watching that stuff? It's either that or watch the news. I can't take any more of the bad stuff going on. It's just like, okay, you know, I'm in one of those moods. I don't want to sit here and hear somebody else's problems. What am I doing inventing problems out here? Oh, and yeah, by the way, make sure you're making 2 of those. I didn't see that. They should have had us made 2 of those at the beginning, talking about dragging out the build. So I've been on one of these binge watching things, just watching just cartoons. I don't like saying the word anime because it makes me feel all weird. So I've been watching this stuff just for entertainment, and yeah, it's different than what I grew up with. And my voice is starting to crack again. Well, I hate when that happens. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys and gals watch any of that stuff, but it's either that or watch movies that I've seen before. And yeah, I'm not in the mood to watch any movies. Alright, so that goes in like that. Like we're just building ourselves a base here. Yeah, so I always tell my bunch I watch cartoons. I guess it makes it sound like more of an adult thing, but when they ask what cartoons, I'm like, okay, how do I say the name of this? And my girlfriend kind of is like, oh, don't tell me you're into that stuff, please. You're not into that Smurf, are you? And I'm just like, oh, it's just something to do other than just sitting down watching conventional television. Oh wow, I could use these in any color. 2x16s to me are good for vehicle chassis and splicing things together, so hang on to those. So I've been kind of just watching it, but the Death Note one is pretty much up to my speed. And there was another one I can't remember that I started just kind of watching as they were showing it, where this guy or whatever, he adventures to a new land and the only way to get back is to die or something, which is kind of brutal, but you know, hey, what, you know, it's something to watch. Unfortunately, I'm actually enjoying these stories, so what does that mean? No, that doesn't mean anything. It just means I just watched cartoons like I did back when I was a kid. We'll just call them tunes. But I bet some people are watching this, they're heavy into that stuff, are like, Jay, it's not cartoons. Well, to me, in my heart, they are. We'll just call them cartoons and be done with it, you know. All right, so this is getting big here. Now, back to the set, though. I already did one of these before, and they were kind of boring. More and more going through it and stuff. And, yeah, a red 2x4 brick. You rarely ever see that. But right now, I just want to get this one done because I'm going to tackle another Pokemon set after this one. So we got to do our school before we can play Pokemon. But speaking of Pokemon, though, yeah, I've just been watching just a little bit of these, I'm going to say it, anime series. My friends, it's Enjoy goes, I didn't think you'd ever be into something like that. I said, I'm just looking for something new to watch, you know. I just find random clips on YouTube, and I thought, is there more about this? I want to watch more of this. So you'd find them, and there are some places where you're actually going to have to pay to download them. But, you know, there's always some ways, right? Arr, shiver me timbers. So, but I already got a channel that shows them if I want to just watch it as a noise filler. I just turn it over there just to listen to the stuff as a noise filler, and boy, some of these, I should say more storylines than just plain old cartoons, like a mini-series. They actually did some decent stories. Somebody said, what is it, something Titans, Attack of Titans, somebody said watch that, or The Devil is a Part-Timer. The titles alone are like, okay, what am I getting myself into? So I think I'm probably going to do that. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to another section here. So yeah, I mean, I don't mean to bore you guys with any of this stuff, but it's, you know, the last time I ever saw I guess you can call a true anime was back when I was a kid. We had Dragon Ball and stuff like that. So that's probably the last time I really ever saw one. But back then we just didn't call it that. We called it cartoons, and that was it, because it was fun to watch. It was bright and colorful, and yeah. But now it's like, as a full-grown adult, I think I should just make a whole series on this. Getting into anime as a full-grown adult. What to expect. And these right here look kind of different. You can tell. This one's not as blue as that one. Huh, Lego, what are we doing here? Yeah. So, I wonder if there's any of you guys and gals that watch those cartoons. To me, they're just, it's interesting, you know. I just thought, you know, just as a full-blown grown man as myself, I know somebody's going to knock me down in the comments. Just remember, be constructive, because, you know, my fingers have been itching lately, and I've been, you know what I mean, for those who've been here for a while. You know, just something to do, something different, just something to watch, instead of just the usual action-packed stuff. But no, I'm not into romance, so if you're if I'm looking for action-packed suspense thrillers, horror flicks. The dark ones are okay, but I'm looking for something that just entertaining. And this goes here. I'm going to start with this area first, and I'm going to just kind of pinch it as I go. Just making sure everything's in the tubes. Just something that, like I said, to kill time while I'm editing videos and stuff. But I don't have to be going around going, oh, Jay's watching that stuff. What? Okay, they want me to put this here, like that. Oh yeah, Lego, that's really going to help, huh? Maybe we're not done with it yet. We got one on the other side. It goes right here. It lines up with this plate. Is that to annoy the teachers? We don't know. So yeah, I've been just, you know, tired of hearing the news. Just wanting to watch something new, something different. And yeah, the anime stuff is different, all right. But I'm only looking for something that's dubbed. I don't want to have to sit and read subtitles. You know. But this channel that we have, oh, it's not these. Has it both in English and in Japanese, so I'll flip the subtitle thing over and it's like, oh, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're angry. You know, kind of deal. But yeah, getting into, some people refer to it as a hobby to watch cartoons. I just started off as a noise filler. But now getting into it, I'm looking for something with a decent storyline, something I can really get into and just want to watch it. The Death Notes one so far has caught my interest. Something just to kind of kill the time. Boy, this scratchy cough. Haven't been feeling really well lately. I think it might be stress related, but I've just been trying to, you know, relax a little bit, not take everything so seriously, that kind of thing. Something just to watch, or not watch, just to do. Okay, we did that. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff going on here. Yeah, when you get a scratchy cough, it makes it worse. Because I have to pause the video just to clear my throat. Because I know you guys don't want to hear that, so we won't do that. Yeah, so when we get done with this one, I got another, well, we'll talk about it. Now, I did find a movie that was anime-based, and I thought, okay, I was looking for, like, suspense, thriller, drama type things, and it kept coming up was, if you get into something like this, just be forewarned, it's not what you think. It's Barefoot Gen. Okay, well, I thought, okay, what is this about? That's probably the most graphic, horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. But before we can get into that, I got to build 2 mountain pieces. Now I can get into it. So I was just watching this, and I thought, okay. And it was the bombings of Hiroshima in Japan. And probably the most... it was the most disturbing thing I've ever watched, even as a grown adult. I was like, what? I hope this wasn't targeted for children, because even that would give me nightmares. Yeah, let's hope that never happens again. But I was watching that and I thought, oh, that was disturbing. The name of it, I think because of the kid was running around barefoot. He didn't have shoes. But yeah, him and I, we get along. I don't wear my shoes all that much. I need to though. But yeah, just getting into this whole thing now. it's just different to watch something than instead of just the usual things, and two, how much more reality TV can you watch? That stuff gets kind of, if I want to hear everything with beeps and blips, it's like, no, watch something else, you know. Alright, so we're still working on this, but what are we doing here exactly? We don't know yet. Yeah, last couple of days, though, we've been having a lot of storms out here and stuff. Now we're hitting in the 60s and 70s. I think next week we're going to be hitting in the 80s. So that's not going to be too pleasant. But, yeah, we're surviving at least. And then that's it for that. So these go, they go here. And one on the other side. So it's like a ramp here. But we're not done with that yet, because we still got some pieces left. Hey, I didn't mess up, right? That's even better. Me and my anime stories, are getting into it as a full-blown man. So I wonder how many people watch. It's going to be like, I wonder how many people I got to block after that. We don't know yet. We'll leave that as a surprise. But hey, after a while, I'm tired of listening to everything. And then this is what we have remaining for bag 2. And we take the little wading pool here, which is more or less like a target, and this goes here. This looks more like, what hole does that go into? Okay, it goes, see how there's 3 holes here? This one here is used. It goes to this one, or just set it on the table to line itself right up there. That's if I can get it in there. There we go. So that's it for that. And let's take a look here. Yeah, this is going to be one of those, I have a film we're going to be messing with a lot of air in this one here. And that pretty much wraps this up. Okay, for the experiment, let's put that in here real quick. We got to take a penguin. And I'm dropping everything. Butterfingers today, so they do belly slides. So you put your penguin on here, and he should fall into this target here. Well, his nose is getting into the snow. It's digging in there. Well, he's supposed to fall in the hole. Maybe that's a good thing he didn't fall in the hole. Let's try this guy here. We'll put his head straight up. Oh, he fell in there. Oh, you fell through the broken ice into the crevasse or the ravine. Oh, no. We got our minifigure, though. So what are we going to have to do now? Well, that answers our question. Okay, now we're going to have to solve with bag 3. Ooh, I don't mind helping myself to these. You could probably use these for some waves, for an ocean. Yeah, we got some of these bulbs you'd use for the top of your roof for lightning. They don't give us a whole lot in that bag. So basically now we're going to have to find a way here with bag 3 because he had an owie. So what do we do now? We got to make him go into there. So we need to make it to where he can. Let me give you a little bit of hints here how to do this. Okay. So they give you a little bit of parts here to persuade you to do this. So let's kind of play around with this. Now I wouldn't really press on this. Let's see how sturdy it is. So they give you a couple of these things here. Well, we want to go around this hole, right? So let's do that. Now, with these type of sets, these are meant for you to experiment with and stuff like that. And then they show you to put some bulbs in here and stuff, so you can put something like this here. And yeah, well, let's see here. Well, they give us a couple of them. I'm afraid he's going to get hung there. But you could just put one right here, and he'll swoop around like that. We got some of these too. So, well, oh yeah, you're going to have to hold underneath. This is very flimsy. I can just see this here cracking. I'm going to say you're getting a bare minimum of a build. Let's try it out here and let's see. Oh, he worked. I didn't have to use all the parts. Okay, here's your buddy. Make sure you have your beak up. We don't want to have any more accidents. Yeah. And that worked out pretty well with just that. And of course you get extra pieces too. So what do you do with them? We can just decorate the rest of it now. Why not? Let's just add some extra stuff to it here just to kind of make it look like more of an obstacle course than anything. And yeah, these here I could use. Those are really good water pieces as well as these. Okay, we got to fence it off. We don't want to go into the bad spot, do we? We'll test it out again here. Now you don't have to use all the parts in yours if you don't want to. So we just make it look like this has got a bunch of snow banks here. Yeah, this is really just flimsy, guys. I'm going to say build quality's kind of lacking here, so I'm going to have to drop the set down to a 9. It's just, you press on these plates, there's literally nothing on here supporting it. Nothing. This is like bare minimum here. What do you do with these? I mean, there's really no plates to attach them to. Let's see here. Well, I could put them right here just to kind of fill it in. Yeah, this is the fun part of the build. So I'd say that the experiments more or less work. You know? So you just set up an obstacle course here. So I'm going to say 9 right now for build quality. I rarely ever do that, but we're going to try it again here. Now we got a nice path to go through. Really like the belly slide, right? Well, he didn't go in all the way. Yeah, that one did. So he helped his buddy out. And yeah, I'd say that this mission here more or less works. So yeah, the belly slide does indeed work, which is cool. So now we have that figured out. So now he can get his lunch, him and his buddy. You can see right here they got the slide thing. Well, that's even better. Okay, and I think we're going to wrap up the last section with the invent section of this, and which is covered in bag 4. And I want to thank everyone on my Patreon as well as my main channel for being contributors. That's always a big help. Because someday I'm going to be able to take some time off and we're going to be hitting stuff very hard. Okay? No doubt about it. In addition to that, thank you everyone for checking out my Rebrickable profile and downloading building guides, because those also help out too. In addition to you guys and gals who take the time to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff on this channel. So if you like these type of videos, thank you for sticking around. If they're not for you, I'll understand. Because right now we got to invent something here with the light bulb. And yeah, so we got this gentleman here needs to take photography. Now what does he need to do here? So he's got the penguin with the fish. And we got bag 4. It looks like we got to build ourselves some kind of like a canoe or something. Alright, just to get down there. So it has to work with this theme too. Okay, well let's just start building things here. Now you can build it as fancy or as simple as you want here. But they give you just enough here to build this stuff. Now, like I said, first impressions, I looked at this set thinking, I don't know about this, but maybe just make a big one, huh? Okay, that's our raft. I mean, they give you just enough here to help you with it. Alright, anything in here to make this look really good? So, they give you more parts than you need for this, because this right here would just be enough, but this is kind of big. Well, we'll bring this back over here. We'll test it out with him and see. He's got his camera here. So, we'll set that in there. Okay. Whoa, almost knocked over my camera doing that. But yeah, this does work, so we'll keep that. So we experimented, the boat works now, but we need to add a little bit more to it. I don't want to just leave you guys with just that. So they show something where his camera is hooked up to it and he's got a helmet and stuff. So we're going to have to find a way to do that. Well, I could shove it one of these tubes here, but that's no fun. Who wants to do that? So let me start making this look like something important here. And, you know, the whole point about these folks, more or less have fun. Something to do with the kids. And this is also a good introductory set too for mock building, because in order to do your own mocks and stuff like I do on my main channel, yeah, you doodle. You literally doodle. You play around, you guess. It's not going to be the most prettiest raft. Well, this is falling apart. But you know what, though? We got a brick separator. Let me pop those out. I notice we have this. This is meant to go at the bottom. Now, when you get your set, or if you have it, you could build this any way you want. You don't have to follow what I do. Okay, rip that out of there. You could build this any way you want. There's no right or wrong way. With my YouTube content, there's no right or wrong way to build something. You build it any way you want. Okay. The whole point about this is to enjoy the hobby and to just build and just have fun with it. Okay. A lot of the big boys, they won't spend time to tell you that. They'll tell you that their way is the correct way. That's up to them. Here, my way is not the correct way. It's what you want to do. It's your build. It's your parts. You can do it any way you choose. All right. So, yeah. That's what we're trying to do here. Now, we got some of these. Let's make the ore thing first. That's most important. We'll need this. We're going to have to paddle our way down the snow here. Yeah, let's rotate it where it's like that. Okay. We got our tools. We got our radio. We got lunch for the day. We also got an extra fish. But he also needs a life jacket too. So let's put that on there. I need that in Nougat, Lego. Where is it? So when I do the tour on this, I'm going to run through both experiments on the main channel like I did the last one. You know what? The only time I've seen this hairstyle is at the what was that one? That BTS set, that K-pop thing. And yeah, I never got it. It was on clearance, and I thought I could just see the commentary, and I think now it's been discontinued. So I couldn't get it, unfortunately, but that's, well, I can't get them all, folks. So it looks like we can seat up to 2 minifigures in here. So I'm assuming that that's what these are for. I bet you could, we'll make this a 2-person raft here. Now they don't give you a whole lot of stuff here. They give you a helmet. We need that. Like, what does all this stuff do? Do we just make more of it? But that's it, though. I guess for you just to build the boat any way you want. So if you wanted to, you could build different types of rafts and stuff. Am I going to cover these in the main build? Probably not. Or when I do the review. Like I said, eventually I'm going to lean towards doing this style of video. Yeah, so I'm going to say that that's it. Let's do another test here and find out. Here, take your selfie stick and take a selfie of yourself. Alright, so it sits like that. And we'll put him in the front seat because we don't have anybody to ride shotgun yet. So, now, will this work down our little raft here? Now, he also needs this too. I'll put that there. I'm not going to bother with putting his helmet on because I have to take it off. And let's take our penguins. We already know that they're out here in the sea floating, but we're interested in the raft going down. Yeah, well, there it goes. I mean, it falls in there, right? I think that's what it is. It didn't tell you exactly where, but I think it's going to follow the same thing as this. But you can also use these pieces here to enhance the thing. I think, honestly, that's pretty good, and that's where it ends. So basically, using the belly slide is pretty much equivalent to using a boat. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is I need to get another clean container here. And I think this will conclude this experiment here. I almost said build installment series. Okay, summation of thoughts. Because we're pretty much done now. Yeah, I'd say that this experiment does work. It works pretty well. And in addition, you can learn a little bit about penguins and how they're sliding down the hill and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it kind of works, but we got it to work at least somewhat. He's belly up, though. But more or less, though, it works. And it's just for fun, just to read a little bit about penguins and stuff like that. So, it's Arctic. We can't make this any more colorful, but this guy needs a buddy, so maybe we'll have to worry about that when we get to the next experiment. That's what we have remaining there. But honestly, though, I got to do a thumbnail of this. I wish there was a way to lock these legs in a bit better. But I think what I'm going to do here is just kind of stick the penguins on here like this when I do the thumbnail. Okay. And we'll set this up here very gently. It's going to fall down, huh? Well, how do I prevent this from sliding? Yeah, well, there is a way I can do it. You know how some people kind of rig things? Well, here's what I'm going to do. Because I want to keep it sitting up there. I'm going to stick this brick in like this on the bottom. And do it like that. Okay. And I can't get this thing backed out anymore. I have to jump the camera around. But yeah, you get the radio, put the helmet in there. We can put the radio on the other side. This guy's not going to be able to hold everything together. And we have an extra fish here. Okay. And, well, we may as well just give it to one of the penguins. But how does the penguin eat the fish? Does he set it on his head? There's no way to do that. We'll stuff that behind this guy. He likes having fish riding behind him anyways. But yeah, I'd say this one here is pretty good for what it is. And just despite of the first impressions, not too bad for what we have here. I mean, it's basically an introductory to an obstacle course. So this could also be used for snowboarding too. Very minimum, but the only thing I'm not happy with is the build quality. This is just absolutely bare minimum. They should have spent more time focusing on strengthening this up instead of giving us extra parts for experiments, but this I'm not too happy with. But I want to know what you guys and gals think of this experiment.